Well, the Horford trade has finally been completed between the Thunder and the Philadelphia 76ers. We've been kind of operating as if this were the case for a while, but it's done officially today. So, what that means for both teams is that we can probably talk to Al Horford. My guess is that he's just been in OKC hanging out. Same with Teo Maladon. Maladon will be with the team. I don't know why people have been questioning that one, but I've seen lots of questions about him being with the team. He's definitely with the team, and that should be make camp a little bit more interesting. Two more guys to talk to. So, and I mean, the Thunder have a game in 4 days, so it's a preseason game, so it doesn't matter. But it'll be nice to get those guys into practice because they're, to me, I think both are important players in the rotation. I would say both are. If you guys want to ask questions in the chat, I've got a few minutes. And then on the Sixers side, they get Danny Green, which is the main piece, and then Terrence Ferguson, who is kind of interesting for them. I think he's kind of a guy for them. To me, he can hit a spot up three. He can defend at a pretty high level, and it all just depends on where he is at with regards to headspace. And who knows where he's at? I hope he's in a better place than he was last year with the Thunder, because he seemed to be in a pretty rough place with regards to just personal matters. And then I mean, we all saw him. I mean, he got upended by Lou Dort, who obviously, like, Lou's good. Like, Lou's super good, but Lou's a two-way contract player. And he definitely outperformed what a two-way contract player is, but that's Ferg's third year. That Ferg should have had that lockdown, and he should have been able to shoot 35+% from three, and he should have been able to defend at a high level. That's the trajectory he was on, but he got knocked off. And hopefully he can get back on, because this will be his last chance, like, to get big money. And I think that he can do it. But he's going to have to really lock in with everything. We'll go to a couple questions. This is from Parker. I don't know. I'm sorry. Why am I hesitant to say Lou can't average over 12 points? Well, that's a great question. Let's just take a look at his season averages from last year, even the playoff averages where he played a lot, and see how close we feel Lou Dort can get to plus 12 points per game, which I'm telling you, points are going to be up for grabs this season. They're going to be there. Shea is going to be going for 40 every night. Lou's going to have a chance. Playoff per game, he did average 12 and a half points per game. So maybe my hesitancy is me just hedging a little bit, but I would say it's certainly possible. I mean, even 14 or 15 points per game isn't out of the question with Lou. I just need to see him do it, to be honest. I mean, I need to see that shot. I need to see if he's gotten better. He is good with the ball in his hands and driving to the rim. So I would be interested to see if he could do that. You're probably right that I shouldn't be so hesitant, but I just am. Let's see. Do I see Teo getting minutes with Shea, Hill, and Frank on the team? You know, that's a great question. To me, I think that Maladon's a guy that they would like to develop, so I would think yes. I would put him over Frank Jackson in the rotation. I don't see the high level potential with Frank Jackson that I see with Teo Maladon as a point guard. So I would put him over Frank Jackson. Does the coach think that? Does the team think that? I'm not really sure, but that's where I would put him. I think he's got a higher ceiling than Frank Jackson does. I think he's much more of a point guard than Frank Jackson is. Frank Jackson's more of a combo guy. So I think they're going to see what they got in him, but my guess, and with how wacky this season is going to be, I can't overstate how wacky it's going to be. He's going to get some time. So I'm not worried about that. I think that we will see him on the court. Let's see. Parker. Sorry, Parker. Are we sure Frank Jackson will get time? Okay, I just answered that question. Over Maladon and Jerome. We'll as far as Jerome, like Jerome to me isn't really a point guard. He's an off guard. He's going to play the two. He's going to be off the bench. How much time he gets will be interesting. He and Frank Jackson are kind of competing for minutes. So it's one very, very skilled player versus a player that's like a pretty good athlete that's got some skill. I'm interested to see how that battle kind of weighs itself out. Jesse Holland, thoughts on SGA, Baisley, and Dort all having odds for MIP? I mean, they're all going to have a shot. Let's be honest. They're all going to have a shot because they're all going to get shots. All three of those guys are going to get a lot of shots. I think those are the three players on the team that they can look to today and say for sure, yes, we would like to see what you guys can do. Same with Poku. I think although they're at least to this point, which is very, very early, bringing on Poku very slowly. Very, very slowly. So, but those three, yeah, they're going to let those dudes do their thing. Next question. Let's go to what are the odds that we see some Thunder trades before the preseason? I would say it just depends on what's offered. I think that it would not shock me to see George Hill traded this week, but he could be a guy at the deadline as well. So we will see on that one. Is it bad that I'm kind of excited about Shane Horford's pick and roll dribble handoff game? No, I think Horford's going to help quite a bit. He's a pro. He's been around a long time. He's a pro. So no, it's not bad. Not bad. He's going to help Shea a lot. I think if anybody's going to help Shea this year, it's going to be Horford. And Horford will be difficult to move. You look at the options for George Hill. George Hill is easy to move. Easy to move. All right, next one. We still need 3 cuts for the final roster. Who are your guesses? Miller, Schofield, Roby, Kenrich. Yeah, I don't really know how that's going to shake out. To me, all those guys, I think Roby's definitely a guy they could look to cut. I think Williams is definitely a guy they would look to cut. I think they like Admiral, but he's also a guy that clearly is not like a key rotation player for them. So they're going to have some decisions to make. And I think a lot of those will largely go to coach. And so just depending on what he sees out there for training camp. Let's see. Will this be uploaded as a pod? No, it will not be uploaded as a pod. Just YouTube video. Let's see. People don't seem that high on Frank Jackson. I think he's a lot better than people think. We'll see. I mean, the Pelicans just let him go. They declined his option. They just let him go. So, I mean, that has to tell you something, because you don't just let somebody go for nothing. So I think he's got some skill. He's a role-playing guy. He's a role-player type of guy. We'll see. We'll see. Alex Robb thinks I'm going to eat my words on Frank Jackson. Maybe I will. I'd love to. I'd love to eat some of those words. I would like to, because that means that they got a guy. But most guys selected in the second round that have been cut by a team, it's usually not the greatest sign. But you also have guys like Robert Covington who have made it in the league. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Let's see. I'm surprised Philly didn't push for George Hill in the trade. Yeah, I mean, he makes sense for them. It's hard to come up with the money to get there, though. Alex Robb thinks Poku is a bust. How would you know, Rob? Alex Robb is a huge, huge Frank Jackson guy, but not a Poku guy. Alex Robb, where you at, man? That's a little confusing to me. Let's see. Everybody's getting on Alex now. Ariza plus Hill equals $24 million, enough to take another bad contract and a first. Yeah, it'd be great. That'd be great. It'd be great to take another first. I just wanted to pop on here for about 10 minutes, answer some questions, just kind of solidify the Horford trade. And we all know why it didn't go through until now, is because you can't aggregate 2 players at the same time right after a trade is is done, and they kind of bent those rules a little bit so the Thunder could get it done before the season. But Jake Arendt says, will Mitchich ever play for OKC? I just kind of doubt it. I really just kind of doubt it. I think he's a guy that's a nice throw-in for an additional trade, but I would be a little shocked if he came over. It won't be this year, perhaps next year, but my guess is that they're going to continue drafting guys that'll play in his spot. So I have a hard time seeing it. And he's a little bit older. Let's see. Guess the starting lineup for opening night. SGA, Dort, Hami, Baisley, Horford. That's my guess. It's not what I want, but that's my guess. Favorite Chick-fil-A breakfast from Chad Scott. Man, I'm really super into the breakfast burrito right now. It's super good. The salsa, gotta ask for an extra pack of salsa. It's very good. Jesse Holland, we get to hear you more on the Wizards After Dark now that Russ is there. Yeah, actually, that's kind of our plan, is for me to be on as much as I can. But we're altering things with that show. I think you should subscribe to Wizards After Dark. By the way, it's a really fun show. Let's see. Try the chicken biscuits. Good, Chad. I've had it. I think I've had everything on their breakfast menu. Right now, there's a Chick-fil-A in Edmond, and I don't know why I'm doing an ad for Chick-fil-A in Edmond right now, but they have a free thing every single day that you can get. Today it's a free chicken sandwich, so you can go get it. They're doing like a Christmas theme every day. You got to go check that out. It's pretty wild, pretty tasty. Let's see. Is Horford good enough to move us from 1 through 5 pick in 21 to maybe 6 through 10? If so, should the Thunder try to move him sooner than later, even if they don't get a great asset back? It's possible, but I would say no. I don't think that he's enough to do that. The West is very, very good. Best breakfast, not Chick-fil-A or McDonald's, from Josh Loft. Maybe Whataburger. Whataburger is good too. I say that. I don't leave this house very much. I really don't. But in a past life, I did every day, and I like that. Jake Aaron says he met Taylor the other day at the Midtown pop-up shops. I had no idea he was such a talented potter. Taylor's great. By the way, since I'm just doing free ads for people today, you've got to go check out Craig Proper. You can follow him on Instagram, Facebook. This is Taylor's business. This is his livelihood. So he doesn't just, his full-time job isn't just being a goofball on Friday. He's a really, really talented potter. He makes really great stuff. We have some of it in our kitchen. It's wonderful. So you've got to go check it out. That's Craig Proper. It's very, very great. So, all right. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Alex and I will be live on YouTube tomorrow morning, 8:30 Central Time. So join in. Hope you guys have a great day, and talk to you then.